14-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
A big play that time on the catch and run. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
These two teams all tied after one. Four yards remain for 2nd down. Now Montgomery running right. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Caught by Montgomery. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, it's Fournette. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now on 2nd and 16, Fields. This one swung out to Montgomery. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Here's Fields. And this is caught by Watkins. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. On is Santos for the Bears field goal. From the right hash, this from 48. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow.
Either
not
way.
the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Allen. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the Bills are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Now Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On first down, it's Samuels. And some strong running. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. On 3rd down, here's Samuels. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal. That's just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Bass is good, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Here comes the Bears punter now. Back deep is Tavon Austin. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. Throwing on first down is Allen. He's going to go deep for Beasley. And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And he will be out of bounds as time has run out on this first half. So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. On the return, it's Tariq Cohen. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play there on the scramble.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. Going for the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Allen to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook, it's still open for the coordinator.
From the 45 on second down, Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered, and he just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Here's Cohen now to return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. The last... drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A handoff to Fournette. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. From the 50, here's Fields. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that. But the rushing game, almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Allen now on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. On the handoff, it's Samuels. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now on 3rd and 2, they're going to elect to throw with Allen. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off right around the 43. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 17, Fields. Flush to his right. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. And that'll get them halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They snap it to Fields. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And he's got his big tight end here. And the Bills are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Singletary. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Devin Singletary. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bills look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
On 2nd and 12, Fields flushed out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Anthony Averett picks it. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Here's Allen. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. The Bills send the punter out, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. On play action, Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. Now the ball comes loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Now Allen going to give it to Moss. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Carl Joseph up from his safety spot to make the play. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker. And now it's 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Moss. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Bills, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they will be at home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins.